Geometry, Episode 4, Volume of a Rectangular Prism. Be aware, we're finding the volume this time, not area. Pay attention. Here we go. You need graphic organizer number 4. We're going to work on the volume of rectangular prisms. We are on side number 2 of this graphic organizer. Your objective for this video is, as a student, you should be able to calculate the volume of rectangular prism. Please remember that you can use a calculator on this video. You can also use a calculator on this worksheet. You will need the reference sheet for I-Step, grade 6. Yeah, it's going to be there. You're going to need it. Here we go. Let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this time we are working on volume, so you got to be careful. Volume equals length times width times height. That is our formula that we're going to use. You're going to go ahead and plug those numbers in. Volume equals our length is 7.4 times our width, which happens to be 4.7, and we're going to multiply that by our height, which is 5.9. If you go ahead and plug those into your calculator, you're going to get the volume equals 205.202, or 205 and 202 thousandths centimeters, and for volume, it is cubed. Remember, I remember that because I'm multiplying 3 different variables. I'm solving for 3 different variables, and I have 3 different numbers here that I'm putting together. That's how I remember it in my own head. Okay, go ahead, circle your answer, move on to number 2. Here we go. Volume equals length times width times height. Go ahead and plug in your numbers. Volume equals 9.4. We're going to multiply that by our width, which is 4.1. And we're going to multiply that by our height, which is 3.0, or just 3. You go ahead and put those in your calculator. You're going to get the volume equals 115 and 62 hundredths meters cubed. Make sure you've got it as cubed, because remember, length, width, and height is 3. Alright, here we go. Example number 3. We're almost done with this video already. Example number 3. Okay? Volume equals length times width times height. That's how we solve it. Volume equals, go ahead and plug in your numbers, 9.4 times our width, which is 6.6, times our height, which is 2.5. Go ahead and plug those in. You use your calculator, which you have. Volume equals 155.1 meters cubed. That's our volume. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. You guys are up. We've got independent practice time. Do the same thing. Make sure you are showing all your work to get all your points. Otherwise, you will not get them. Go ahead and pause the video. Do it now. We'll be back, quite simply, to finish it up. Alright, and we're back. What should you have had? Well, we're going to go ahead and write down volume equals length times width times height. You're going to go ahead and plug in your numbers. We do so. We're going to get the length. We're going to actually say that it's 7 4/10. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. We're going to multiply that by the width, which is 3.7. And we're going to multiply that by the height, which is 7.3. If you do that, you should have gotten a volume of 199 and 874 thousandths, and that is inches cubed. If you do not have, wow, that is not IN, should be IN cubed. Okay, if you do not have part of that, you are wrong. Quite honestly, if you do not have inches cubed, you are wrong. If you put inches squared, you are wrong. Do not screw it up. Alright, last one, volume equals length times width times height. You're almost done with this video. Quick one today. Might be Mr. Williams' is quickest. Volume equals the length, which happens to be, let's say, 6.1, times our width, which happens to be 6.3, and our height, which happens to be, and I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to have to put that on the side, 7.6. And if you guys multiply those all together using your calculator, you should have gotten a number of 292 and 68 thousandths meters cubed. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your 2 independent practices. You have this exit ticket. Go ahead and pause the video, fill these 2 out. When you are done, show them to Mr. Williams, just double check. And you're going to work on your worksheet. Don't forget, you got to use your calculator. You honestly should be able to finish this entire unit in like 3 days. We're out. See ya.